This is Christine Sohmer of MassapequaNews.com. For the news week ending September 5th, 2006, the following synopsis and commentary is brought to you by dual sponsors: CNC Catering for most of your party planning needs, and Cartridge World for most of your printing needs. Take a look. This week, I'm going to lay low on my use of the word brilliant. I may have overused it just a little bit last week, so I'm going to lay off it this week. Well, last week we tallied more than 2,700 unique viewers. This week we're up to more than 3,000. Not really sure where the other 300 came from, but we're happy to have you. Welcome. MassapequaNews.com receives its fair share of fan mail, and we keep it in a separate folder because we very much appreciate your positive feedback. And if from time to time you feel compelled to send in some hate mail, keep it constructive. This week, MassapequaNews.com launched Taking Care of Business with Mama, TCB Mama. Find her on the About Us page and follow the links, because TCB Mama is where old world Donna Reed values meet what's cutting edge. She's the authority on hot topics, and we could be wrong, but I don't think so. The September featured artist of the month on the Art and Culture page is Rich DeSilvio. If you take a look at his works, they're very fantasy-like and science fiction. While his works are not currently available, they will be. Stay tuned. If you'd like to nominate an artist you think should be featured as the artist of future months, please nominate them right at the bottom of the page. Around town this week, we ran into Town of Oyster Bay Supervisor John Bendito, parked on Broadway, going into one of the merchants, just like a regular guy shopping around town, and it's good to see. We also ran into Craig Heller, the attorney that's running for the New York State Assembly in our 12th District. We ran into Mr. Heller at the Hollywood Video on Jerusalem and 107 with his wife and kids renting a video. And it's good to see that he's a real integral part of our community, a real integral part. This week, a funeral was held for Todd Upton, the Massapequa Park resident that was killed by that random shooter. And while we attended the funeral, we didn't cover the event, so please don't look to the Crime Plus page for photos. I know Newsday was there, I know Channel 2 was there, but Mrs. Upton is a teacher here in our town, and they're one of us, so we'd like to respect their privacy, and we hope that you do too. On the message board this week, you will find a primary and general elections notice entitled Vote or Die. Also, you will see the 9/11 candlelight vigil that's coming up, and we hope that we see you there. Baseball fans can meet Johnny Bench and Tony Perez at Last Licks. The Police Athletic League is holding its baseball skills. The Rock and Roll Memorabilia event that's coming up, that's giving away $10,023 worth of rock and roll memorabilia. The Kiwanis is hosting their Kids Day. Yes Community Counseling Center is hosting Taste of the Town. And the 75th anniversary of Massapequa Park, that's coming up. Take a look on the message board. In criminal news, link below from the police car into the Crime Plus page for details on the following arrests and criminal activities that you may want more details on. A lot of this stuff isn't funny, so I'm going to give it to you mostly for your own head, to know what to look out for, so you know what's going on around town. A County Line Road resident reported that someone broke into her house while she was in it, climbed through the window, stole her pocketbook. Be on the lookout for this sort of thing. TJ's Card and Gifts on Hicksville Road in Seaford reported the theft of 2 cartons of cigarettes. An Ontario Avenue resident reported the puncturing of tires on 3 of his vehicles at his house on Ontario Avenue. A Center Avenue Belmore resident reported that the wallpaper hanger he hired to change his wallpaper got into an altercation with him and wound up cutting him with a spackling knife over wallpaper. There was an incident at Linda Drive in Massapequa Park. Long Island Power Authority was there repairing a damaged wire when a small fire erupted. And while the Massapequa Fire Department was extinguishing the fire, 4 homeowners standing close enough to see what was going on were injured. Tragically, a Shoreham Road teenager was found unconscious and was later pronounced dead at Mid-Island Hospital. It's being ruled an undetermined homicide. Over at Beach Road and Lagoon Road in Massapequa Cove, a 14-foot sailboat capsized, and thankfully everyone was okay. Tragically, a Bayberry Lane Seaford resident was found in his driveway unconscious, suffering from a gunshot wound, a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and it's being ruled a homicide-suicide. Long Island Opticians in Seaford reported the theft of 5 pairs of designer glasses. Crazy Freddy's on Sunrise Highway in Massapequa reported that an employee stole funds amounting to more than $7,000. A Ford Drive South Massapequa homeowner reported the theft of paperwork from a briefcase in their 2004 Lexus. The Woolbaums on Hicksville Road reported that an unknown person stole one of the customer's credit cards from her pocketbook. The Getty gas station on Sunrise Highway in Seaford had an employee working there that instead of returning the customer's credit card, gave her back a business card of a landscaper. And by the time she realized it, he was gone. I mean, the employee's been fired, but the guy's taking credit cards, giving out business cards, and he's probably having a field day at the mall right now. In the weekly arrest report, there are numerous petty larcenies, possession charges, DWIs. Over this Labor Day weekend, I think we got a little out of control with a little crime spree. A 24-year-old Hicksville youth was arrested and charged with stalking. At 24, he's not even a seasoned criminal yet. I hate to think of what's going to happen once he is seasoned. A 17-year-old Amityvillian was arrested and charged with grand larceny and identity theft. Also, a 24-year-old Jamaica man was arrested and charged with aggravated unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle. Go back to Jamaica, man. Finally, our whipping boy this week is a whipping girl. A 24-year-old female Manhasset Hills resident was caught stealing from Sunrise Mall and Pathmark and charged with petty larceny. Coming from Manhasset Hills, what do we have at our Pathmark and our mall that you don't already have? Okay, that's it and I've spoken my piece. I'm not signing off with don't do anything you wouldn't want published here next week. Do something you would like published here next week.